We loaded a lot of music today, mostly Tito Puente and Tupac. Apparently, Shaq likes Tupac. He's my boy Al's favorite. My known acid knows that because after I loaded, I was down on my luck. They brought up "Keep Your Head Up," which I ain't heard, and it's good. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I liked it a lot, but I liked it better than some of the other ones I put on there. And the hell's that? Oh, never mind. Those are the ones I threw out. Okay, empty garbage bin. There you go. Turn this mo off. Gizmo, come on, Gizmo. I ain't gonna feed you after dark. It's a computer, it's a gizmo. Okay. I'm just being silly, yo. Alright, let's see. Take you. Oops, come here. Hold up. I'm gonna set you down for a minute. Y'all look at the ceiling. Maybe Lionel Richie's up there dancing. It's funny, y'all. Come on now. Like I said, Earl doesn't edit or do anything. I do no editing stuff whatsoever. Sit down anyway. I don't edit, so we all know that. It's obvious, right? You can tell by my video content. This man does not edit at all. No, I don't. So, no editing. It was raw, so. Well, I figured when you got into something intelligent to say, and it needs to be said, say it. And if people don't like the way it's said, because they'd rather believe their lies and make money off their lies, which is a lie, then, vulgar intercourse them. Fuck them, right? They're stupid. Really? Yes, I know. So, let's turn this off. Let's cruise on up out of here. I got to run out and hang up the last load of laundry we did today. And pulled the other one already in the house. I got this air conditioner running, so it ain't going to be leaking right now. So we'll have to, damn. Oh, that's right. I charged up that light. I got a halogen light. When it cools off and the house stops running, we'll climb up on the roof and we'll swap out that, what's that thing called? That float on that air conditioner so it stops leaking. That sounds very appetizing. Don't it, though? I got to put on my little ninja shoes and take a walk down to the trash can mailbox, and pick up most of the trash, And then stop asking for money. And then, guys, I can't overemphasize enough to you, okay, that human invention cannot supplant the truth of creation. That if you are a religious person, you have to be able to explain your religion better than scientists can explain their science, like I can. Okay, they get on me about that. They're like, "Earl, you don't have to beat the hell out of yourself and kill yourself to try to save people's lives that don't give a fuck whether or not you live or die." It's like, yeah, I know I quote don't have to, but I know how this corridor is fucked. They don't work. I work. They fuck. Okay. There's a huge difference between a fucker and a worker. Okay. I'm a worker. They're fuckers. Remember Michael Peoples from Seattle that Val stayed with? See, I'm a nigger. Those other guys are niggers. Okay. See? They're fuckers. I'm a worker. Okay. Takes all the skin color and the bullshit out of it, right? Just right there. Right. That was a good conversation. It was a good prayer. I'm glad I sat and watched those little Sac State videos. I've always had an affection emotionally for Mike, and felt the pain of his parents' marriage, or his parents' union not being able to work out right because of the bullshit of money. Because I think just about everybody can feel that. When I was listening to some of Pac songs, like Al songs, and my kids, both my sons, Dad left. And it's like, Dad never left. You got pulled away by fuckers. I'm a worker. Dad's a worker. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, right? So I got work to do. And I always tell people that. I always tell my Emily that a lot, you know. Have you ever heard that song by Chicago? Sleepless nights and still I try. Ooh, wishing you were here. I think I have that. I should have that on the MP3 because I got the best of Chicago's 1 and 2. And yeah, I should have it, yeah. So sitting cross-legged on the floor, 25 or 624. Question 67 and 68. I should have those. I may not. We'll have to check later. Smile. I put that on there today. Smile now, cry later. Guess I'll smile for my friends and cry later. I got Reina de mi Amor and Solo Dios. And so, yeah, I got some more Sunny Osuna and the Sunlighters on there. Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're good. The El Chicano, I didn't. I was gonna put it on and I didn't. It was Quesera, but I didn't put it on because I had It was kind of doing a. I think that's a because they had El El Quechillo, whatever it's called. It's whatever. It's a Tito Puente tune, and I liked Tito's better. And I almost didn't put Rain Can Can on. And I was that sure as I was going to kick myself when I put it on. Like, damn. And I guess Tito Puente Jr., is he the horn player? Shit, that does the 2 solos? That shit is good. Okay. Anybody else like Rain Can Can? Okay. Lupe does. Yeah, Lupe likes, yeah, she really likes, and he's, I was talking to Shaq. I was like, no, this is Miriam's music, man. This ain't Puerto Rican. He's all, you eating salsa and listening to salsa. It's like, yeah. I had some ice cream, salsa and ice cream. Not much better than salsa and ice cream. I had Amy's favorite mint chocolate chip, but Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs is really good. You know, they're gonna have to teach us how to make that in our homemade on our ice cream makers. You know. Yeah, mint chocolate chip. Everybody knows that my favorite is white chocolate raspberry truffle. I like raspberries, yeah, especially me ice cream. But yeah, that's just really good. And but yeah, so we be sitting here. Sure as I'm sitting here. Sure. I don't think I have that. And I got that on CD on the I don't think I put it up on the computer on the MP3 though, yeah. Sure as I'm sitting here. Sure. That's Three Dog Night, y'all. For any of y'all young people that don't know what I'm talking about. It happens to me a lot. Al told me that a lot too. He said, you're so intelligent and you think so fast that when you talk, it's hard for a lot of us to keep up. So you have to kind of like simplify the conversation. Cause I don't assume everybody's as intelligent as me. I just try to break it down in a way that most folks can understand it, so they can equate it and relate it and live it and do it. But I was sitting there, I was listening to Pac's songs, right? And I was pissed because I'm listening to the music, right? And literacy in Western civilization, the main source of literacy is the Holy Bible. Okay. And then second is the Quran. Okay. And if you read the Torah and the Bible and the Quran, what happens is they say that there's the living word, who is the way, the truth, and the life, the Christ, the enlightened one, you know. And that the evil ones take the word and write it down and say, this is what God said, and it is law, right? And there's always a living Book of Amos. Okay. Amos, it's very clear in the Book of Amos, right? That the Lord and the angels come to Amos and say, you need to go correct those motherfuckers, right? But I'm nobody. I'm just a farmer's son. You know, that's the like, you know, like Saul, like Pharaoh, like Caesar, like the president. You're going to grow up to be president. They elected you the head of the fuck money. Wow, I'm so famous. Don't build a museum in Chicago. You already live to regret it. Tell the poo-poo potty I said, fuck off. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Earl, I ain't afraid of the poo-poo potty. I ain't afraid of the poo-poo potty. I wash my hands. I ain't like Pilate. Pilate's a bitch. I'm a man. You understand? I've been saying this for a long time. But when Pac be talking, right? what he's talking about. And you're like, why is this stuff happening? Well, the one that made me the maddest was I ain't mad at you, right? Any way to get out of the hood. It's like, why do we still have people in the hood? But for you and for me, the world is a ghetto, right? Walk around starry-eyed, right? And so it's hard to still, it's the 21st century, right? We're supposed to be the most literate people in the history of the world. We're supposed to be the best mathematicians and the best scientists in the history of the world. We're supposed to solve crimes and not commit crimes and eliminate crimes. Okay, because we're supposed to be the most literate, most intelligent, most mathematically precise, scientific people in the history of the world right now. And we ain't even fucking batshit close. Jesus was better than you. Solomon was better than you. Muhammad was better than you. Selassie was better than you. And Earl's better than you. And how many views do I got on YouTube? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Blue Ivy Cardi 154. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's saying that. You know? It says Blue Ivy Carter. We have this wonderful conversation. Right? She's probably about 12 then or so. Really sharp, really mature, nice young lady. If you can't. You're not like Jesus. You can't talk to Blue Ivy Carter in prayer. So don't try, motherfucker. Okay? I can do it, but you can't. Okay. She's very patient. She's very mature. She is a good kid. I like her. I really like her. It makes me feel like you're pulling my fingernails out of my hands when I see her at the Met Gala on the red carpet. I really like her. Motherfuckers. Anything you got to do to get out of the hood, but I ain't mad at you, right? So I'm sitting there listening, right, which I've heard that song, and I've heard Changes. Which reminds me, I got to put, when we go in there to put Maxi Priest and Waylon Jennings and Dwight Yoakam back up on there, with the better quality. We also got to put, shit, I forgot. Fuck. But it happens. There's a lot of information coming at this noggin, right? But we'll get those other ones. Oh, I got to put Bruce Hornsby in the range. That's just the way it is. And Mandolin Rain. Everybody else like Mandolin Rain? It is no accounting for taste, motherfuckers. There, no accounting for taste, right? I think I got some Robert Cray up on my MP3 already. I think I've already got Smoking Gun. I don't think I have to, but I think I got. I guess I showed her, and I think I do. They don't play enough Tracy Chapman, but I know I got Tracy Chapman. I should have Fast Car. I should have Sorry is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like sorry, forgive me. If not now, then when? A love declared for days to come is as good as none. Or anybody else particularly fond of their Tracy Chapman? I like her very much. She is one of my favorites. I could tell right away she was gay, so I didn't crush on her. Because, I already had, a homosexual wife and a bisexual wife. And, I didn't sit down and write on a piece of paper, I was going to meet her and we're going to be friends and shit like that. No. I mean, I would love to meet Tracy Chapman and be friends. But if she flirted with me, I would be like, I really want to slap you so hard. You know about me and my exes. Go to Texas. I'm going to go to Tennessee, right? Delta Irene, let's go with you. I'm joking, y'all. I'm just having a good time. You know me, I have a good sense of humor. You don't have a good sense of humor? Do not show up at my barbecues, motherfucker. I ain't mad at you. I just don't want to look at you or listen to you. This was a good connection today. Oh, snap. I'm feeling some Pac up in there, because in Al, I love Al G. You guys all know how much I love Alan Gibson. And, the connection to... that when I watched that thing, they suggested I went to go watch it because they've done so much trash on Mikey Williams, right? He's I ain't mad at you, whatever you got to do to get out of the hood, right? And Mikey, they try to hurt you, okay? They will do anything to win. And, I know why. I know why Isaiah Thomas is an asshole. And I know why Michael Jordan doesn't like Isaiah Thomas. Because they had Jordan rules. And he knows, I know how Isaiah is. And he's the catalyst, you know. And we out of Chicago, we out of Michael's from Wilmington. And Michael ain't, quote, from the hood. But hooded rat ass niggas need to understand what it's like to live in Bunny Dune. Okay? Nigga don't step outside the line. Nigga don't go nowhere, right? In Chicago, if a nigga got enough money, a nigga can go downtown. I go to the movies and I go downtown. And if you got enough money, they might follow you around. But you get to go. All right? Because they got to put on a show. They up north, right? Down south, in Charlotte, you got money, shit like that. You might be it might be a little bit like, but Bunny Dune is no. It's shit. You always saw the guys on the corners trying to get jobs. All the construction jobs were union jobs, and niggas were not allowed. And the girl had a job at the market as a checkout girl. He'll find work and she'll get promoted, and they'll move out of the shelters, find a bigger house, and live in the service. And unless you can join the military, the only way you can join the military is if you don't have a criminal record. And that's typically if your dad was in the military. That's fucked. It is very fucked, yes. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Cumberland County, North Carolina. Welcome to North and South Kakalaki, the place where James Jordan was murdered. Okay. It was in California. Was it in Cali where Enos Cosby got murdered? Where someone was trying to steal his fine car? Because maybe the biological didn't bother. I think in both cases, was it a white male acting thuggish ruggish bone that killed the black male with the nice car? Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It was a car. Yeah. Enos Cosby was a teacher and a counselor and stuff, but his dad bought him a really nice car. And a thug killed him for his car. James was proud and would show off his nice car because his son was Michael Jordan. And it was this red blanket that brought him to his end. Come in, riding your ponies closer, and I'll tell to you my tale of James Jordan, my partner, and his last ride on the trail. And Enos Cosby, too. Do you understand? So, yeah, their last ride. Had placed on that morning of, placed a bright red robe. But the bull saw it. The frightened cattle, she turned a bit, and leaning lost her balance, fell in front of that wild tide. Lay still and know I'm coming, where the words of Utah cried. Right. Me, I was fast. I wouldn't have dropped the lead and steer, even if I was wearing cowboy boots. I'd had me some Joseph feet, but I would have ran till I could find a spot. Ran that herd anywhere till I found a spot with a gully or a tree or anything. Or a building, a barn that I knew was empty, and jump up on top of it, jump up and grab up and let them run through it. I'm just that type of guy. Well, Utah, Carroll, not everybody's, a lot of the guys make the diving catches to get on SportsCenter's top plays. They hit it to Earl. He caught it and ran into the dugout and sat down. They hit a bloop single, and then was it standing on second and third? Stole second, stole third, and then sold home. They knew it was coming, but they couldn't stop it anyway. That was me on the baseball diamond. Yeah, it was neat. I really like Shaquille, and his daddy's. It was like an interesting conversation. But Shaquille O'Neal is like, you could have done anything you wanted, anything. You would have been the best. Tennis. Golf. I was good at bowling too. Yeah, I'm good at cornhole. Yeah, you could go practice cornhole and get Johnsonville. But because it takes capital and money, and you got to go to the things and go to this and all that. And I wouldn't do lawsuits to get the kids back because I wasn't doing it for money. I was just trying to get the kids back, and I tried that. That's why none of them would take my lawsuits. That's why that lady, $2,000. You're not worth my time. I shouldn't be talking to. It's like, oh, you the cute little brown girl from Kathy Bates TV show and shit. You know, you ain't as cute as that little brown girl. But you as bitchy as she is, and you know what I'm saying? She's only acting. You for real. I can see the little tears in your eyes about to fall. You passionate about lawsuits? You passionate about teaching people Machiavelli way? Yeah. Solomon Rushdie. Yeah. I had a boy in the service, man, the Bank of Hep. He's a dude that used to make sure I never had a perfect immaculate credit score when I got back to Phoenix and get my sister and my brother-in-law out of the projects. It was because of Eric Hebb, a redneck, Machiavellian, Solomon Rushdie, Temple of Set, Satantology. Yeah, Satantology, but you know, Church of Set. Yeah. That's who made me have a immaculate credit score that got Treese and Punchy out of the projects. If Eric I hadn't have been able to go to Eric, okay, before every payday, and he'd give me my paycheck and I'd go pay all my bills, my credit score would have been nil. Been like 5. It wouldn't even have existed if it wasn't for Eric Hebb. Okay? He wasn't a member of the Temple of Set Illuminati. He just read Solomon Rushdie. He said it's all about, he was Machiavellian. Okay? But he could trust me and I was his friend and I didn't start shit. Okay? Wouldn't take shit. I'm a lot like Shakira's mom. Okay? Shaq likes her because, you know, she's kind and she's protecting. And, you know, he knew she ain't a gold digger, right? But she don't take no shit, right? She ain't gonna be abused, right? And that's why he wanted to be in a relationship with her. Those are very attractive qualities in a woman. It's good for Shakira's mom, even more attractive than a man. I hear you, baby girl. When I was young, oh gosh, yeah. They used to call me the Fox in the Hen House at PRC, Phoenix Reservation Center. The Fox in the Hen House. I was like, Maxine didn't know. All Maxine had to do was ask, you know. Could you give me a massage and tap the booty so I feel real good? Yeah, Maxine, I don't care what you do to them. Just be good to me. I got you, girl. The other lady that looked like Steffi but was straight, yeah, she was always hitting on me too. And it's like, all you got to do is ask. Like Maria. Maria's the only one that came up and asked. She came up and said, you know, I'm a big girl and I got needs. And I was like, yeah, me too. My brother won the lottery and he comes in town, he buys a suite. Well, he left early and there's a week on this suite in Scottsdale. Would you like to spend the weekend with me there? I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was just like, I love you. She had a mustard outfit that looked real nice on her. And she had matching makeup and her hair was shining, you know, shimmering in the light, and her eyes were dark and 2 pools of sensuous up. I don't drink beer, so give me you instead. Her lips were so. Half the words she said to me were missing, 'cause my mind was so intent on kissing. Right? Whoa. Yeah. She was a pretty girl. And then my heart wasn't in it because I knew we couldn't be together. I told Deb about it. I said it was me. It wasn't her. It was me. And then she told everybody I was the best she'd ever been with. And I was sad and I was mad because that happened to me a few times. And I was like, oh, my wife's got better because, you know, I was making breakfast the next day and, you know, 3, 4, you know, Amy, the stuff that Amy thought was the best she ever had wasn't even close to what Yolanda and Rocky couldn't. We didn't ever had enough time. Law was a grown woman who, you know, paid her, you know, was on the pill, you know, we were 3-day weekend and Treese was out running around and Mom was busy doing school and going to see Walt Richardson, the Morning Star Band and everything and stuff like that. So, yes, we had the place all to ourselves. And even when she came home with Joe and me and Law was sleeping, we'd all wake up the next day and we'd start making breakfast. And Joe and Law would sit at the table and take out the USA Today and look at the financials and talk. She loved Joe. Everybody loved Joe. Okay. Treese and Punchy loved Joe. Everybody at the funeral met Joe. Everybody loved Joe Caldwell. Okay? Everybody. Kind, polite, charming, you know, Everybody loved Joe Caldwell. Everybody I met in my family that met Joe loved Joe. Joe is the best. Steffi sat over with them at the funeral. It's just, oh, there's Joe's here, right? And Joe's just the best. So respectful, such a kind guy, such a good man. So Marvin Bagley, Marvin Bagley Jr. Whatever. Your grandpa is he's under proof. He's not blah blah blah. No, Joe Caldwell's a good person. He really is. He's very respectful. He's very kind. Law loved him. He's so cool. He's so neat. He's so polite. He's so fun. He was. They were looking at the financials. Him and Law, the financials, because most of y'all motherfuckers can't read. Okay. If it adds up, accept it. If it does not, reject it. Okay. All faith should be based on the truth of creation given to you by the glory of God to sustain life through loving one another faithfully through holy covenants. Okay. Idolatry is for macaroons. Okay. It says so in the Bible, like more times than you can count, right? So why you motherfuckers, well, it says that gold and so it says Burl Ives says silver and gold, silver and ready, Santa? Okay, you want to save Christmas, Rudolph? Yes. Okay, let's fly around the world one night, and do all that. Parents couldn't do that one night. No, they couldn't do that one night. I love syrup. Y'all motherfuckers drinking too much syrup, that, too much gin and juice and shit. Leave cold beer and pickled eggs for Santa Claus and shit. You funny. I know. But I got to go out there and hang them clothes up, y'all. And, oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Me and my boy Tony at Mesa Community College, every time one of us saw a girl that we'd both be like, damn. We'd go, And one of us would go, oh, That was our from Glory. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. That was our little thing, and all the white guys knew it. And then Adam, he was so cool. Adam was like, "You guys are right. She is wow." She fills up those pants and shorts quite nicely. Adam was our dog, man. He was funny. He was the coolest. He was a conservative. With gay Chuck was conservative, right? And then there was Sean, who was cooler than the teacher from Beavis and Butthead, but kind of looked like him, but without the tie-dye t-shirt, right? Sean was the coolest, right? And Sean, one time we was all sitting there, right? And Adam finally, they was all discussing politics, right? And Adam looks at me and goes, "You got to admit, Rush Limbaugh, right? That things would be better for all of us if we live his way." And I sat there and I said, "Oh, hell yeah, you're right. Sure enough, And Sean looked at me like, "E too, Brute? Backstabbers do this. Caesar and Brutus and Jesus and Judas." He looked at me like that. And then I sit there, he looks at me and I light up and he's like, "I can't believe Earl just said that." I said, "Yeah, you, me, and Sean, we middle class, working our ass off, white boys. If everything went Rush Limbaugh's way, we'd be sitting there talking trash to the secretary saying, 'Come on, mama, come over here. All right, I'm going to pay you, Maria. I'm going to pay you to clean my house after this, do my dishes, make me Mexican food, and then shimmy, put on some Tito Puente and get busy,' right?" But Chuck, Rush Limbaugh and his boys ain't going to accept Chuck and Brian, right? No. Chuck and Brian are not allowed in the Rush Limbaugh Club, okay? They gay, right? Okay. They with the niggas and Maria, okay? They got to learn how to suck dick like they looking for their car keys. I didn't say that. But and Sean's like, "Oh, I knew you were with us. I knew this." It was like, I'm not with anybody, really. No. I don't believe in politics and I don't believe in money. My mom was always jumping my shit about that. She had Mr. Calvin Udall sit and have conversations with me to save myself from my religious zealotism like my father, right? I'm not a religious zealot. I'm a person that is religious. And if it's true, I believe in it. If it's invention and it destroys the beauty of truth for faithful love, then I ain't down with it, So fuck that shit, right? But I ain't mad at you, right? Okay, do you understand? But I ain't mad at you. Keep your head up, right? Keep your head up. And so, we got this. Bet you're glad to see me doing bad, see me riding around, hustling for things I never had. Gonna take a little time, but I'm gonna bounce back. Life's eternal grace is infinite. I've never had my head in the gutter, and I never trapped the soul in the head. I don't like being abused by jealous perverts, but that's their issue, not mine. But at least this time, David Rockefeller and Philip Rothschild set up the technology to have the comparison and contrast, like I told the dumbass motherfucker at the public schools, that took Natalie, and they all knew, what's going on with this guy? He's really a pervert. No, the people that provide your job for money to be a psychologist are perverts, and you're affected by their thought process and their bad brain activity because you're addicted to their bad brain activity. Same. Yeah, me and we had this thing about it, because you know how vampires, Anne Rice, you have to be able to invite the vampire into the house. They won't go where they're not invited. No, that only applies to the Lord. No, that's just a vampire pretending to be like the Lord. I won't go. If you want me painted up, powdered up, then you're going to be glad, because your good girl's going to go bad. Right? Do you understand? You better. Okay. Because I go there and I was like, I don't want to go back there no more. I don't like it. Right? I don't like going to bars. I don't like brothels. I don't go down to, I ain't never been to Mardi Gras. I ain't never been to spring break. Rodney took me to, biker bars in Scottsdale, which was the dumbest fucking thing a homosexual could ever do, but he's just trying to get us both killed. No, he was cocky. He had me. And I'd always tell him, you're going to try to get us both killed. We wouldn't have gotten killed, and I wouldn't have got incarcerated either, but I would have become a legend, like what happened at Casamia and everywhere else. Because nobody fucked with us, but it was like, what the fuck are you thinking? They think I'm the boyfriend, you're the girlfriend. God damn, Rodney, you crazy. He wanted to see, like women do. Will you fight for me? No. I will not fight for you. Okay. I will stand for faithful love for you and everybody. And if you'll stand with me, I'll believe in you always, and I will be your perfect lover always. But if you can't do that, one of us here is a perfect lover, and one of us here is a pretender on the chain gang, right? Okay, guys. I love you all right. Peace out, man.